Brilliant to meet you, Mo. Could you just tell us a bit about your journey in the procurement realm? That would be amazing.
Oh wow. Okay, so been in procurement tech for nearly 25 years. Worked at various different places, but been working either with or around SAP for the majority of that time. So got to work with a lot of different companies and different techs, which is great.
So you've just come from your fireside chat, which I gather was a brilliant session. Can you just give us a bit of a rundown, really, as to what you discussed?
Yeah, it's the majority of it really was around the impact of data and then the use of AI as it relates to sustainability, because anything related to sustainability and risk, which I kind of make synonymous with each other nowadays, it's a very data-driven piece. But and then we start talking about AI, and that's also a data-driven piece. So what's the impact that has on a topic that is very difficult to get your arms around unless you're looking at it from a data lens and consolidating it. So that was really talking about that.
Obviously, SAP being on the procurement tech side of things, can you give us just some of this is quite a broad, open-ended question, but just some of the ways that you are helping your partners kind of integrate sustainability into their procurement practices?
Yeah, there's two main things, at least from the way that I see it. I think there's the enterprise level, real end-to-end, every single part of your business, not necessarily just touching procurement and supply chain. We have multiple solutions that cater for that. So there's a sustainability data exchange, there's sustainability footprint management, and there's sustainability control tower, which together help you look at it from an enterprise perspective. The other lens is, of course, how does that fit into procurement? So the procurement lens for customers who have our source-to-pay platforms, we're really, the way that I look at it is ensuring that it's a red thread throughout your procurement journey. So whether you're looking at strategic procurement and you're looking at your data and the impact of sustainability, whether that's emissions or diversity, etc., on your spend profiles, how that turns into a category management strategy, and then how you execute against that, and even down to whether that's contract management compliance or then purchasing or operational procurement with our guided buying solution. So you can see diverse suppliers, you can see the emissions impact on laptops or anything that you buy. It's really that's what I mean, it's a red thread. And that's available today already, but it will only get enhanced over time.
Absolutely, makes a lot of sense. Something that comes up a lot in the coverage we do is kind of that, I suppose, maybe reluctance to implement sustainability initiatives because of that initial kind of cost pressure. Is that something you see, and how would you kind of advise companies in terms of striking that balance between the initial maybe financial outlay and the long-term sustainability goals?
There's a number of things on that. I think the people aspect is massive, and I mentioned it in the talk that a lot of organizations don't necessarily, they're not given a budget to do this. It's thrown over the wall to procurement, even though there's such a massive impact and they've got to just get on with it. Or you've got the other side, which is the more mature, and they tend to get their arms around it. So that's the people aspect. But then from a tech perspective, it doesn't matter whether you're implementing a source-to-pay platform or not. I don't want to see this as a separate element. It should be part of what you're doing. If you're doing a sourcing event, you should be able to see the sustainability impact and the scoring. If you're doing the category strategy, you should be able to leverage that directly within the tool using AI, etc. And so I think there's both elements. I don't think you should separate it, because the moment you separate it, I think it becomes a problem.
Absolutely, they need to go hand in hand, don't they?
Yeah.
And then just finally, what you're well placed to tell us, from the procurement tech space, what kind of trend should we be kind of looking out for in the next couple of years in your realm?
Yeah. Oh God. Right. This was asked to me earlier as well. Yeah. So we've just announced Business Data Cloud, which is an all-encompassing data platform that sits on top of the entire SAP stack. And the idea behind that is, rather than having lots and lots of different data solutions that you then try to consolidate elsewhere, we're putting that framework directly on top of the entire SAP ecosystem, ecosystem being solutions. But what that means is that you can very easily leverage that data directly within the procurement toolset. But more importantly, that means the use of agentic AI, which has now become the big thing. Without data, it means it's very difficult to do. And rather than doing it in silos, We're now going to allow you to have agentic AI help you with that process end to end with that umbrella of the business data cloud. I'm really looking forward to that. I got quite nerdy about it, which is a bit weird, but the reality of it is that without this kind of approach, it makes it very difficult for procurement to execute. We want to make that automated. That's where I think it's going.